Thank you very much for your time. May I have a handshake with you?
Welcome.
Thank you very much. So now that we are still on the subject of the Enoidem Emmanuel, I'd like to ask, are you still in support of him? Yes.
That's the least question you should ask me. I'm not just supporting him, I'm praying for him.
Okay.
Not just about the politics, about getting him to succeed as a governor. So not just supporting him to become, to be re-elected, but I'm supporting him to be one of the best governors Weber has ever produced.
Why do you have this kind of loyalty drive to him?
He's a Christian.
Okay.
He has a passion to serve. He has a disposition towards humanity. He's a virtuous-minded, one of the virtuous-minded people. One of our best, one of our stars. You couldn't have been a better person in the Bible as a governor at this time than someone who has got his teeth in the business world. Someone that is a financial guru, someone who has managed resources, both human and financial.
Okay.
So it was a very good decision, for God to bring him at this time through Obongo's Bonaparte as his successor. So apart from that, he's somebody that believes in the unity of Akwa Ibom State. He's not ethnically biased. So these are the things that stand him out above other people, as a leader in Akwa Ibom State at this time, to consolidate on the games of the past leaders.
A few weeks ago, we had a particular hashtag trending on social media, particularly "Who Don't Care." And there are people on the other side of the divide who thinks he doesn't care. Otherwise, why would he move resources as much as 1.2 billion naira out of the Akwa Ibom State now that we are facing recession? Why would he move that kind of money to Lagos?
You see, a lot of people don't understand the need for investment, dynamics of investment.
Maybe you should put us
Now,
right at this point.
If we want to look at the project from the point of view of government policy, I will give him rights. The reason is that there's no government of any state in Nigeria, or the 36 states of Nigeria, that doesn't have a presence in a place called Lagos. We should not lose sight of the fact that Lagos is a commercial nerve center of Nigeria. Lagos is the business center of Nigeria. It's the headquarters of business in Nigeria. The Free State in Nigeria has an office, has a liaison office, has a lodge in Lagos. Yes. There's no country that has any diplomatic relationship with Nigeria as we speak that doesn't have a presence in Lagos, and they also have in Abuja. Except that country is one of the poorest in the world. Otherwise, you must have because you see, if you are dealing with a lot of people come to Nigeria because of the wealth in Nigeria, the resources in Nigeria, and the headquarters of these resources is not Abuja. It's not Abuja. The Abuja is the seat of government of the federal government of Nigeria, but the commercial nerve center of Nigeria, the seat of money in Nigeria is Lagos.
Now, you are
so from the point of view of policy, okay, from the point of view of government decision, that is right. From the point of view of investment, there's no anybody who has money and want to invest in property in Nigeria looks at Lagos first, not even Abuja.
Okay.
Yes. If we develop, for instance, if we develop that property now in Lagos for 1.2 billion, I give you, by the time we don't list the state of government in 2023, if you want to sell the property, you will not sell less than 2-3 times that value. So that alone, if you want to look at it as a strict investment window, it is still correct.
So why
the third reason is that this project of building a lodge in Lagos did not start today. Akwa has a lodge in Lagos, in Victoria. Yes. When I was a commissioner for investment, commissioner for housing and urban renewal, I inherited a file from the previous government proposing to go and massively renovate that lodge because it had gone into very deep-seated decay on account of lack of maintenance. Now when I went on inspection to the location, I discovered that this is about 2008, 2009. I discovered that the entire Victoria Land, the character of the Victoria Land that was one serene area by the ocean has now changed into heavily commercial area. Everybody that goes to the Victoria, knows Victoria Land will understand what I'm saying. Yes, the character of the town has massively changed commercially. And on the street where we have our lodge, there is a massive shopping mall that's being built almost opposite the lodge.
Okay.
So it would have been impossible for any right-thinking person to say we're going to keep the lodge here. You can't keep a lodge, government lodge, where opposite a shopping mall, or in a place that is heavily commercial. You don't do that. So I made a proposal to the government then, and the government of UNESCO approved that we buy another land in Ikoyi for the relocation of the governor's lodge in Lagos.
So
the decision to do has been a decision of both the government of Ata, the government of Gospel Pabio, and then this present government. So it is something that is trying to realize, because we need it. The more we delay the construction of the lodge in Lagos, the more we are losing on the economic front. So it is not reasonable for anyone to say government go and invest 1.2 now. It's a loss. It is not a loss. It is not a misplaced priority. As far as I'm saying, there's no right time to do development in property than now.
So you are completely in support?
Totally in support, fully in support.
So you think the protest was not necessary?
It was not. It's that way. It was taking a serious discussion too far for anybody to get placard. You don't discuss government policy with placard. For God's sake. So give the government some credit. If you elect somebody, 1 million people elected Odongo Emmanuel. 1 million Guadeloupe people. A Guadeloupe population is about 6.2 million people now. How many people were in the street that day to protest that decision? Were they up to 100? I'm afraid, because I saw them, they were not up to 100 people. So it wasn't a good representation of Bible. Number two, it's not a decent way to tell government no.
So would you use this opportunity to tell how young people should demand for correction in policies or activities of government?
Why can't they write a letter to government and state your opinion? For me, that's more effective. Sit down, write a letter, have a meeting. You can have a town hall meeting. Sit down there, resolve, issue a communique. Discuss this issue, open it to other people. You see, the issue of carrying placard, for me, it looks primitive. Yeah, it looks primitive. That more decent way of taking issues like that than just carrying placard. Why can't they go to Ibon Hall? Why can't they look for any hall in town? Get people, even invite people from other divide. Not those people who say don't build. Let other people who are saying build also come and make their opinion known. By that time, government will listen to don't build and then build in a formal setting with level of decency, with a deployment of decent language that's representative of a decent generation.
Okay, so tell us how you think young people today should demand accountability and transparency from the government.
Responsibly. There are so many responsible ways to make demands. Not with insulting language, not with brash kind of language, not with uncultured attitude, not with loss of sense of respect. What we need in a time instead is a culture of respect from the younger generation. It looks like politics has become a leveler, where everybody steps on the platform of politics and can utter any gutter language against the leader, an elected leader, or not just elected leader, someone who is older by far, supposed to be his father, or by any means older than that person. We must consciously cultivate a new culture of respect for elders in Akwa Ibom State, a new culture of respect for constitutional authority in Akwa Ibom State. If you have an occasion to disagree with anybody, it is not a license for you to insult the person. You can tell the person you don't like what the person is doing in a decent way, in a more positive manner, and it will make meaning to the person than for you to step on that moment and then begin to utter wrong words, against a leader or against an authority because you think you are expressing your rights.
Are you absolutely satisfied with the the way the governor is running in these 2 years of his existence as a governor?
I would give him A if I was marking him as a lecturer. What I'm saying so is this. I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility. We are in a very serious time in Nigeria. If anybody doesn't know, then the person is not living in this country. This is one of the worst recessions in recent times in the history of Nigeria.
Okay.
This is the first time we have to buy a bag of rice for 20-something thousand naira. This is the first time we have to buy gari as high as this. This is the first time we have to buy kerosene, buy petrol, buy diesel as high as we are paying in Nigeria. So we are in a very difficult time. And if the government in the face of all these challenges is still, making inroads to bring industry to Akwa Ibom State, is number two, by the data in the Federal Office of Statistics. Federal Office of Statistics is not an Akwa Ibom State agency. It's a federal government agency. The federal government is not controlled by PDP, it's controlled by APC. So if that office that controls inflow and outflow into Nigeria, can say that Akwa Ibom State ranks after Lagos, consistently for 2 times now, ranks after Lagos in terms of foreign direct investment, in terms of investment into the country. Then of course, there's no other person that can say otherwise. Okay. So my conclusion is that the governor, apart from the records in the office of the Federal Office of Statistics, the evidence on ground, the physical evidence on ground, beginning from the syringe factory to the metering factory and all the ones that are coming. Because, like I said, I was industry, to bring industry is not, it's a whole lot of processes, it needs a whole lot of, meetings, a lot of, decisions, a lot of involvement of people, chain actions. So if it's been in the space of 2 years, you'll be able to bring these international companies to set up shops in Nigeria, for me, it's major.
So we are about to have 3 factories, 3 industries in our local governments, the government's village, the governor's village rather. Are you cool with that? Is that proper? Is that right? Is that fair?
What's wrong with that? Now, when I was in secondary school, there's what they used to call localization of industries. And one of the reasons why industries are localized in a particular district is because of the availability either of the raw materials or of infrastructure that will support those industries.
Okay.
So if Una is one of the areas that government has decided to use the resources, to provide light, power, 24 hours, alongside Ikorabasi, alongside alongside Eastern Oboro, I think there are about 5 local governments there. Ikorabasi, Eastern Oboro, Una, Arwanam. Okay. If government is setting up power, structure in that place that will generate 24-hour power, it is only reasonable to take industry to those locations, because one of the most number one thing that the industry will need is power. And of course, along that axis, that wind corridor also, there's a gas pipeline that's passing. So this company will also leverage on the gas pipeline if they need gas. So for me, and of course, Una is part of Akwa Ibom State, for God's sake. So I see nothing wrong. All I want is let us drive the economy competitively in the state to enable people come.
Okay.
Yes.
So what kind of Akwa Ibom would you like to see? What kind of people, what kind of executive committee would you like the governor to have?
I love to see Akwa Ibom where unity reigns, where respect for authorities, for elders, is a watchword. I want to see an Akwa Ibom where Christianity is giving practical imports. I want to see an Akwa Ibom where that is very competitive with other states in Nigeria. I want to see an Akwa Ibom of our dream where our young people develop themselves, not just leaving school and thinking about politics. I joined politics after I would have practiced law, for more than 10 years.
Okay, and you're still in politics.
Yes, because you see, politics should not be the only mindset of our people. You see, politics is not supposed to be the only means of survival. So politics should not be a means of survival, as a matter of fact. It should be a vocation for service.
I know young people on the other side would want to say that the government have not provided an enabling environment for young people and skills and to thrive.
Well, that's relative, because I also know of a few young people in Akwa Ibom State, this is Akwa Ibom State, who left school and they are employing themselves and employing other people. So it's a question of what you want to do in life. It's a question of how creative are you. It's a question of are you ready to practice your vocation, what you learned in school. These are the things. Of course, not necessarily what you learned in school, what the talent that God has given you. So I believe that I want to see a Bible where our young people leave the university and then they want to employ themselves. Because like I always tell people, there's no environment, there's no system, there's no institution, there's no company, no matter how robust the company is, Mobile, name them, Shell, any company you can ever think of that can pay you enough salary if you know where you're going. So the best bet for anybody is to self-employment. Because in self-employment, you drive yourself. You put in all the energy that you can ever put together, your creativity, your talent, and then of course you make all the money you can ever make, and then you earn a living from there, and then you also impact your generation. There's no way, there are not many instances where people who are employed can meet their mission in life, except they don't have one. It's impossible for you to be employed and then you meet your mission in life. And every human being's mission to be a blessing, to leave impact when you live. Blessed to be a blessing until all the families of the earth are blessed. That should be the target. That was the God's assignment to Abraham, who was a spiritual father. So why not? Now, why can't we take over that assignment? Abraham finished his own. So it's now our time. There's nobody that's employed that can do that. Nobody. So I want to see a Bible where the young people are very enterprising. The young people, a Bible where people do not end up, all of us do not end up in civil service. I want to see a Bible where the character of our state is changed from that of a civil service society to that of a competitively, economically, socially driven, within borders of our energy. That is the kind of Bible I want to see.
Okay, now this sounds like a call for entrepreneurship, and you would know that that's not an easy route to trail. Would you support young people who come up with creative ideas to help them be entrepreneurial, self-reliant?
I have always been doing that,
okay,
even before I came into government.
Okay, sir.
Yes. At every point I see an enterprising young man, I want to encourage. Young woman, I want to encourage. Do you understand? So it's not just now. It's been part of my drive in life. It's been part of my contribution to society. And of course, not just individuals. The government is also open to such people. When you have a talent, and you are ready to practice that talent, every government wants to encourage it.
Thank you very much for your time. We'll allow you to take the rest of the day, but we'll call on you again for another opinion sometime very soon. Do you promise to oblige?
If I did this one, why not?
Have a good day, sir.